we talked about critical games throughout the course of the regular season, but the one tomorrow, how much is at stake, and how big of an opportunity is it for your group to face a team like Atlanta, who you're fighting for postseason position?
Yeah, no, I really think it's a big game. I think understanding the division, knowing where they are, knowing where we are, going to have to see them twice, before it's all said and done. So I think our ability to focus in on the game plan, understanding what we're doing both offensively and defensively is going to be very key for us.
You guys said Saturday you didn't want to put too much emphasis on Atlanta yet. You guys are back in the gym today. How much focus was on Atlanta today, and how do you think practice went?
I think practice was great. I thought there was a great energy to the building, the great vibes of the team, understanding the game plan, the focus of what we want to accomplish, understanding the game plan going forward, watching some film about us more than anything, but then obviously dissecting it a lot more tomorrow.
We've talked to Paolo and AB. They both mentioned Trae Young as the challenge of Atlanta. Is that what you see, or what's the key to Atlanta?
Yeah, I mean, they have different pieces. Rishi's playing well, Dyson's playing well, but again, it all starts and ends with Trae. And I think how he's facilitating and passing the basketball right now, leading the league in assists, his ability to score at any time, just knowing where you have to pick him up, doing all that without fouling. And so he generates, you look at 90% of the offense is coming through him. So our ability to be smart about how we play him defensively, and then offensively being able to find the right flow and rhythm to the game.
It's obviously not a playoff series, but the fact that you see them twice and then may see them a third time within 8 days, does that change how you kind of prepare or what you present to the team in terms of preparation for?
I mean, we've thought about those things as a way to go about it, but then you go back to keeping the main thing. We have them tomorrow night as a one-game situation. And that's how we have to look at it. You can't look 2 or 3 games ahead. You can't look to the possibility of playing them in the play-in. I think you got to take care of tomorrow night, and that's the number one focus for us.
With this team, obviously still a young team in experience, but they got that playoff experience, got the late season experience last year. Do you sense that there is a little bit more maturity about the way that they're approaching these final 4 games, knowing how important each game is, and that they're leaning on that as they try to put things down?
That's a great. That is a great point. AB and I were just actually in my office talking a little bit about that. The ability and looking at the standings, knowing what's going on, not applying too much pressure, but also knowing what's at stake in so many ways. But knowing that you're prepared for these moments, and what you've done in these games prior to this one have set us up for that. Understanding the importance of possessions, the importance of focusing on game plan, and understanding what we need to do.
You mentioned AB there. He was out of the rotation for kind of this part of the season last year. How has he kind of taken on the pressure of these games and having an expanded role in the middle of the playoff chase?
I think that young man knows exactly how to handle situations like this, and I think a lot of that, just developed hunger in him to understand what he needs to do when he steps on the floor. Defensive mindset first and foremost, of just being able to initiate our defense, and offensively being able to command the floor, to attack downhill, being aggressive. Those are the things that we're asking of him. But him being able to be in this situation is great, because he was able to watch it before and use that hunger to now.
We talked Saturday about kind of some of the peculiarity of having this much time off during this time in the season. Obviously the rest and recovery and getting some extra reps here in the gym helps, but is there a benefit to just being able to step back from the competitive aspect from it a little bit before re-entering it so quickly at the end of the year?
I think it's great to have these days off because of that, like you just said, being able to step away and look at the big picture of what's happening and watch the other teams playing in these moments, but also knowing that you get to recover your body and your mind and your spirit to be ready to go exactly when we come out tomorrow night.
Is your team at full health, or as close to full health?
As close to full health as we're going to be this year, absolutely. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
In good shape. Thanks. AB, you have critical games throughout the season, but how big is this one tomorrow, going up against a team that you're fighting with for postseason position?
Big, obviously we're, like you said, we're fighting for them with postseason position, but we have a good chance of playing them too, so it's just a good chance to send a message, kind of just impose our will and just get out there and play hard from the jump.
To have 4 days off at this time of the season is usually pretty unusual. Just how did you guys kind of capitalize on this time, and whether it was prep, getting some time away, how did you guys kind of handle this time?
Yeah, I mean, we're taking care of your body is a big thing in this league, so I think when we get 4 days off, it's good to take some time, but obviously guys are in here every day working, regardless, practice, no practice. and coaches in here working to get better, scheming. So we all been locked in over these 4 days, but we have been getting our rest, and we're gearing it back up now for the game tomorrow.
What was practice like today? Like you said, gearing up a little bit.
It was really high energy. There was a lot of communication on the offensive and defensive end. Coaches were super active. Players, we were flying around on defense. So I think it's just a good sense of us being locked in. As some more meaningful games come up.
For you were with the team last year. I think we've asked you about this before. You were with the team last year, but you weren't part of the playing rotation. How has it been different, kind of being in these pressure games and then kind of gearing up for the last week of the season, knowing you have such a big game on this team?
It's a lot of fun. Those are the games we come to play. Big games, important games. So it's fun being in the rotation at the end of the year, close to the playoffs. But yeah, it's super fun. Super excited for these next 4. And then after that, super excited to see where we end up and what we do.
Do you get a sense that as you kind of close out the season, that the experience from last year as a group, it's mostly the same group back, but the experience last year as a group has kind of helped you weather the storm and put yourself in this position to prepare for these final 4 games?
For sure. We went through a lot these last couple of years injury-wise, so I think it's just good for our team. Our team matured a lot. We had to learn how to be uncomfortable and win games being uncomfortable. So I think it helped us a lot, and I think when these playoffs come in this playing game or whatever, wherever we end up, I think we'll be ready.
What's the biggest challenge from the Hawks this year?
Probably just Trae Young. Good player, scoring 30, 11 assists, 15 assists. So definitely good player, and they got a lot of good players around them also making shots, getting downhill. So yeah, it's a good team, a lot of size, a lot of athleticism, so it should be a good matchup for us.
You mentioned having to go through some of the lulls of the season. Do you guys feel like you defensively have returned to form where you guys want to be heading into the postseason?
I think we're getting close. We still have lapses in the games where we go 3 or 4 minutes without, missing a couple assignments or letting our offense, impact our defense. But I think, it's just been a big emphasis for us since the break, and it's been a good thing that we ramped it up, and we're just pressuring a lot more.
Mac and Osceola are headed to the G League Finals. So how cool is that for you guys just to see that?
Special, everybody knows how much talent's on that team, so we're super happy for them. Everybody's getting to it. Mac, Ethan, everybody getting buckets, Javante, so it's good to see. They got a good matchup with the Stockton Kings, so hopefully they get the dub. It's best out of 3, right? Yeah. Got us.
I'm sorry. You guys got these last 2 games at home for first on the schedule. How important is it to defend home court and kind of get that work done early? With the Hawks game, but also just playing the Celtics and kind of getting that work done early.
It's super important. 2 teams that we could play in win or go home situations. So it's important to establish home court advantage. And hopefully just let that carry over into whatever we end up playing in.
Thanks, Anthony.
Regular season games, how critical is the next one on the schedule, considering the opponent and where you guys are, fighting with them for postseason positioning?
Yeah, it's definitely a big game. 2 teams, neck and neck in the standings, coming down to the last week of the season. So I'm sure both teams are going to be ready to play, and I'm excited.
What do you think the team has gotten out of today's practice, a couple days off, a couple practices, heading into this final 4 games?
Just probably, good days of rest. Having 4 days off has been good. Everybody charge up before these last 4 games. So looking forward to coming out hopefully with a lot of energy tomorrow.
You guys have seen the Hawks twice already this year, but what have you seen from them lately that could present you guys a challenge tomorrow?
I would say the same things that they always, present, which is, I think, starts with Trae Young on the ball. Great playmaker. You got to key in on him. He can kind of control the game if you let him. So trying to make his life tough. And then just, I think some of the other guys, playing well. Dyson Daniels, Reese Shea's been playing better, the rookie. So they got some guys that can make an impact. So we just got to do a good job of, one, making it tough on Trae Young, and then also getting out to some of those other guys and limiting their impact.
When you look at this team, obviously still young team in age. You guys got your first playoff experience. How valuable, or how much have you maybe leaned on that experience from last year? It's obviously a different season, but lean on that experience from last year to kind of navigate the end of the season and get ready for this last week.
I think last year, we had to play to the last game as well for standings. So we know what that feels like. We know, all 4 of these games matter. Can't take any of them lightly. And so I think having that experience last year of having to play, all 82 to the very end, just helps us do the same this year.
Does coming out on top, I know it took to the last game, does that give you guys confidence that you guys know what to do in these situations and how vital it is to play?
You said coming out on top as in
you guys got the job done.
Oh, last year, yeah. We got two at home or 3 at home.
2 at home.
2 at home, 2 on the road. So, you want to win as many as you can, put yourself in the best position. We were able to do that last year. So that's what we're looking to do this year for sure.
How would you describe the offense right now? What's working but not working in the past 4 or 5 games?
I think, we've been flowing pretty well for the most part. I think there's been a couple games, Clipper game mainly, where, we were a little sloppy and not getting into our sets quick enough. But I would say for the most part, the offense has been flowing a little better. Balls are moving a little better.
What's key to running those sets, getting to those sets faster?
I'm not sure. I think just knowing what we're trying to do coming out the huddle, and not trying to figure it out. After 10 seconds pass on the shot clock, I think that puts yourself in a tough position to run offense. So I think either playing early in the clock or knowing what we're doing coming out the timeout.
I think you said Thursday that you guys know that your defense is going to be what carries you through to wins ultimately. How do you feel? Do you guys feel like you've regained your form kind of since the All-Star break and are kind of hitting your peak on that side of the ball heading into the postseason?
I think we've been in elite defense all year, really. So I think that's just been our strong suit. Past 2 years been our defense. That's what's kept us in games throughout the season. That's what kept us in the series last year in the playoffs. So I don't think this year will be any different. Hopefully we can just play a little better on offense and get us over the hump.
After what happened Saturday, do you have a rooting interest tonight, or once your favorite team's eliminated?
Yeah, I could care less who wins tonight. Saturday was a tough one to watch. Feel for my guys, but credit to Houston for not giving up. And congratulations to whoever wins tonight.
Have you chatted with any of the guys since the game?
No, I haven't. I'm sure those guys are all bummed out. Well, actually, I take that back. I did chat with one of the walk-ons, Spencer, who I was on the team, who was on the same team as me. But other than that, I haven't talked to anybody.
Mac and Nasir are headed to the G League Finals. How neat is that for you guys to see? Obviously some of those guys were with you in training camp and throughout the season.
Oh, it's awesome to see, just knowing the work that those guys have put in. Mac, Ethan, some of those other guys, and then obviously Coach Dylan Murphy. He was with us past 2 years as well. So just seeing their work pay off and them making it to the finals is a big deal, and hopefully they can finish the job. Mac's been playing great. I've been seeing dropping 40s. So hopefully they can get it done.
Thanks, Paolo.
Yeah, appreciate it.